fine. All you've got to do is you've got to watch for the shutter opening. I hear the noise then. That means we're recording.
We are.
Not necessarily talking, but we're definitely going. How good is the mic on this?
Good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Pick us up alright?
Yeah.
We don't need to light.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
None of that shit. So, wait a minute to the guy because
We'll throw gang signs up.
So today we're in Chester with Bob, Andy Drinkwater and myself. We thought we would do a quick video to talk about SEO jobs and stuff like that. So we don't know how this guy's in the job. Andy left school with nothing. He's no degrees,
nope.
He's no university education.
Nope.
And we don't know what else he's actually good at, to be fair. So
yeah, and I learn everything from you.
And he learns it all from me, so he's and everything here, so sorry about this. But yeah, so you know, we're talking about SEO jobs and what kind of skills you need, and obviously we see job specs dished out all the time, and you see people wanting staff for, you know, 23 grand a year, but they want the staff to be strong in SEO, journalism skills, and educated to a degree standard, which is a bit of a joke if you're only going to pay someone 23 grand a year. So many SEO jobs out there. People are required to know how to design websites and everything. You know, you see the skills, CSS, HTML, PHP. These are not SEO skills, and obviously what we do have is a massive, you know, any agency will want to have a multi-skilled person, but there isn't as many multi-skilled people out there, in my opinion anyway. You know, I've done loads of interviews. What about yourself? I mean, you probably back that up.
Yeah, I mean, there's this is one of the problems with the industry, is that you'll see a lot of jobs posted on Twitter, and I'll retweet them. I always do. I say somebody's looking for a job, somebody for a position, then you want somebody who's going to be good for that particular position, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they've got to have a certain set of skills. You would sooner take somebody who's got a good set of SEO skills over somebody who's not. You don't necessarily need an SEO degree to be able to do SEO. I say there's plenty of places that will do degrees, and they'll say, oh, I say, well, it's not even necessarily a degree really these days. They'll say you can do a qualification in SEO. And it doesn't mean anything. If you do a degree in English, does it mean that you can't then do SEO? No, not at all.
But there is no such thing as an SEO degree.
Nope.
Because it's an ever-changing topic. You know, what was good last year is not necessarily good this year, so there is no such thing as an SEO degree out there. So I'm not sure why people want people educated to degree standard, whether that's, I mean, is that if someone's good at got a degree in physics, they can get an SEO job? Is that what they're asking for?
And I don't understand this, I'll be honest. It's something that you see a lot of, and there are a number of agencies who are always tweeting saying they're looking for good SEO staff. And one of the problems is that good SEO staff don't necessarily have degrees. And this is the whole reason behind what we were chatting about this evening. Is, do you really need a degree to be able to do a job in SEO? And the simple answer is no. I mean, I came out of school myself too many years ago, with a couple of O-levels, and that was it. I got an OND many years ago in microelectronic engineering. It serves no purpose in what I do, none whatsoever, and hopefully sort of semi-successful in what I sort of like I do for my clients as well. But again, no degree, not needed.
I would tend to agree, and obviously today we've got Roberto with us, this guy here. So just to give you a bit of background about Roberto, so we do the Chester SEO meetup in Chester obviously, and Roberto comes along to that month on month. Roberto has also come to Brighton SEO, he's came to Search Leeds, and he goes to various other events, keen to learn. He's not claiming he's the world's best or biggest SEO. I'll just let that car go because it's making a hell of a fucking racket. So he's not claiming to be the world's best SEO or a world beater ranking in gambling websites and all that stuff. what he has got is some good skills, and he has the passion for SEO, in my opinion. And Roberto is struggling to get an SEO job, and loads of guys, including Andy Drinkwater sitting next to me, outsource parts of the work. So most SEOs I know will outsource content, they'll outsource certain aspects of the work, whether that's people tweaking title tags or whatever. They'll have some VA sitting somewhere that will do most of the work, and that's the truth of SEO, if I'm being honest. And most SEOs I know that are successful will outsource work. These guys that they're outsourcing to can barely speak a word of English, but they are probably very, very good at what they do. And hats off. If I need a guy that's going to design me a good website, does he need to speak English? Absolutely not. So for you, some of the stuff that you outsource, I don't know what you outsource, but obviously you can share that or keep it to yourself. But you're outsourcing certain elements that you just can't be asked doing, or whatever. As an SEO, there's grunt work and there's stuff that you...
Well, there is, and this is one of the things as well, is content is a big thing, and very few SEO agencies, very few SEOs can do content and SEO. The two don't necessarily need to be hand in hand. If you want someone to do your technical SEO for them, do they then need a degree in English? No, it's not a necessity at all. I don't have a degree in English, but sort of brought up within sort of content writing and the likes. Do I use it now? Nope, not at all. I have people that do it for me. I say there's writers better than me, much better than me. So I will much rather sort of spend my time doing what I do, which is like the technical side of things. So yeah, there's always going to be something extra somebody can do for me, better than I can, or certainly quicker than I can as well.
And you're always, we've had conversations a million times that delegation is key if you want to scale up anyway. So you are going to delegate tasks, whether you're an agency in-house, whether you're an agency owner, you're delegating tasks to your content writer anyway. It's no different from just outsourcing it to a guy in the Philippines or whatever it might be. But anyway, before we go way off track and ranting and raving about outsourcing and all that stuff, we have a guy who's based in the UK, Roberto, who is sitting with us, and as I said, he attends a lot of events, keen to learn, and at present Roberto works in a place where he's having to use his full range of skills: web design skills, SEO skills, along with other skills. He's not working in an SEO company, and he's trying to get a job in SEO because it's what he's passionate about, and is struggling. And Roberto joins us, as I said, at Chester SEO. He can hold a conversation and stuff like that, but he seems to not get jobs because his English is not 100%.
And that's crazy.
It's crazy.
It really is.
So we will talk about Roberto's skills in a minute, but for a guy, obviously I'm in Glasgow and Roberto's in Liverpool.
Well, you can barely talk English.
I know I can barely talk English, and people seem to get me work. So there is an argument to be had on that. But for Roberto, I have tried on a number of occasions to speak to different people, trying to get him a chance, because I like his enthusiasm for SEO and his willingness to learn, and I think those are traits that are few and far between in the UK. But in the past few weeks, Roberto's went for jobs and can't seem to get a chance, and they are using "you're not a native English speaker" as an excuse. So that, to me, obviously I've had a conversation with you about it, and we think that's quite a poor excuse. There's guys out there with raw talent, and there's guys in my office as well. Kyle in my office can barely write his own name, but but he's very good at what he does, and I can delegate a lot of different tasks to Kyle and other people in my office. They've got their strengths, like Colin, really good at sales and keeping clients away from me. And we've all got our own strengths, and I'm obsessed with the tools and the nitty gritty of SEO, and they let me get on with my bit of the job. and it's win-win for everyone concerned, because I don't really want to be talking to people anyway.
Well, no, you don't. I mean, it's like me with content writing as well. I mean, there are always going to be better content writers. There's always going to be somebody that's better than you at doing what it is that they actually do. So why not give them that job? I say it doesn't mean that they can't. I say that you can't do a particular role because somebody else takes on part of that role for you.
So anyway, back to Roberto, because we keep going off topic.
We do.
What we're shite at, and I don't know why do we keep going back to what we're shite at, or delegating tasks. It's not about delegating tasks. What we want to do is demonstrate Roberto's knowledge here. So Roberto, look into the camera. I know you're maybe a bit shy, but can you tell people who you are, where you're from, and what your background is?
Okay, thank you, Greg. So, nothing. So, I want to say one thing. So, before Craig said about degree in English or any degree in marketing about SEO. When somebody do SEO, actually you can do two different jobs. SEO executive, so concentrate for content, and SEO, technical SEO, so solve all the issue for the technical SEO. In a big agency or medium big agency, there are two different roles. So for people who are more knowledge in technical stuff, can do all that and can be concentrate to do that one. And for other people, we can just assign to them what to do. So for example, contents and all that one. And what else? I started this job so really long time ago. I started to do website when I was 16, and I started to develop website in HTML, after in PHP. So I have knowledge in HTML and PHP. I know how to put the hand in the code. I know how to manage all the JavaScript. I know how to edit or create new CSS or new CSS3, and I have knowledge in HTML5 as well. It's really important now because in 2020 Adobe is going to quit. It's going to quit little bit, okay. It's going to quit Flash, Adobe Flash, so it's really important developing HTML5 as well. And first, because for the mobile, now most of the website run on HTML5, and HTML5 is more quick than the normal HTML 4.0, 4.1. There are different versions. And so when you try to apply for a job, you need to be careful. You don't need to confuse two things: technical SEO and SEO executive. SEO executive, it is a role, and technical SEO is different role. So for people who have knowledge in that kind of field, so it's better concentrating that one.
So you can see Roberto's talking stuff that we don't even understand, the HTML5 and CSS and JavaScript and all that kind of good stuff, which is good skills in itself. So Roberto comes from a web development background when he was 15, obsessed over websites and Joomla,
and he's now 16.
And he's now 16, well, he looks it. So he's got good web skills on top of the passion for SEO, and I think you obviously want to go through some of the other stuff so we can demonstrate other stuff that Roberto knows. So if you could ask him some stuff.
So I mean there's been a couple of things which I've been thinking about during the course of the day, because we've been speaking about this before we met up. And you don't need a degree to be able to understand how a canonical link works. You don't need a degree to be able to understand how outreach works or backlinks work or anything like that. You need to be able to understand them, that's all. So I asked Roberto a number of questions before, but there's a couple I've sort of not put past him yet as well. And one of those as well is
that's always
sort of
good
like it is, yeah, absolutely. And one of those is it's sort of like canonical links is sort of quite a big thing because it's so easy to mess a website up if you don't get your canonical links right. So can you sort of explain a canonical link?
Right, yes, I can explain what is a canonical link. So in a website we have different structure URLs, and we have different structure in the menus, and every category have different pages, the main page we call, and when we link to the canonical page, we identify the main page, the URL point to the next page. So for example, if we have an e-commerce and there is a category, for example computer, we have the whole with computers category. After we have computer with different brand, Apple and Asus, or different assets, and after we have the product page. But the canonical rules is that one the main, so that one is where there is the category, the main category.
Yep, absolutely perfect. Yeah. So, and another one which is very easy to make a Western website is the robots.txt file.
Yeah.
Which we've all, I'm sure, come across times when a robots.txt file has sort of no indexed, lots of pages and things like that. So I mean, is there a particular way that you would sort of say that you check a robots.txt file?
Yeah, I check. So with that one we can tell to the Google what follow, what not follow. So for example, we can tell to follow some folder or do not follow some URLs, or we can tell to Google which kind of stuff you don't need to index or something.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So Roberto, we have spoke to Roberto about some of these questions prior to this, but you know, obviously he's got good technical knowledge. He does site audits. Also, you know, you like PBNs. You understand PBNs fully, don't you? So, well, I'm not saying you like them. I don't want to throw you under the bus with saying you like them, but you understand what they do and what their place in the market is.
I went through these arguments a really long time ago. I'm following all the PBNs and link building stuff from around 2-3 years. I'm studying how to do it. The main thing is when you do link building, you don't need to think about the building.
Sorry, sneezing.
Andy is professional as always.
When you do link building, the first thing is build relationships. It's the main thing.
Relationship.
Relationship.
Sorry, I just like the way Italians say stuff.
You think about plural, Craig. More relationship. And when after you find somebody help you to trust your website, it's really important. You don't need to have 1,000 links point to your website, and probably they have domain authority 30 or 40, but it is important to have 5 or 10 websites. They have a good trust there, so the website can follow that link.
So you've obviously got a passion for link build. You understand link building in general. You understand technical SEO in general.
Right.
I mean, is there anything else you can share with people that makes you stand out from the crowd? Like, what other skills can you bring to the table for?
Alright, okay, so it is very wide range skill about in web developing and in SEO. About SEO, I'm able to do all the on-page editing, like from the structure, so see all how the website looks, then check all the URLs if they are clean, they are friendly for the search engine, and after check if there is some problem for the crawling, if there are some 404 errors or some issue with the 301 redirect, or sometimes you can find 500 errors for internal server error. You can fix all that one. Also, you can do. I have a lot of knowledge in. Okay. Just stop myself.
Can't understand his own language.
Just
Have a drink, relax. I'm not editing this out though.
Yeah,
Carry on.
just a nice chat. And what I'm saying,
Can I just add something for a second? Sorry, Roberto. That's one of the things that we really want to try and get across here, and we've been talking about this all evening so far, is how wrong it is and how wrong it can be that you will try to justify a role based on how well somebody can write or how well somebody can sort of speak English when they can actually do the role.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea behind this.
It baffles
actually,
me.
it's my difficult. So is tell what I know and do what I know. Probably I'm able to do a lot of better what I know than tell you what I have.
It baffles me though, because like SEO people are not daft. They're looking for a gem out there that can do stuff, and obviously having held conversations with Roberto several times, I would believe that Roberto has a good understanding of SEO, and it baffles me that people are not going to give him a chance based on his language. You know, I'm Scottish, he's Italian, so you know, and we can get on, we can talk well, we can communicate. I could easily instruct him. Did I just riff there? But yeah, it's so we can communicate very well with Roberto. I don't see that ever being a problem. Like if I was hiring people, it's difficult for me because I'm in Scotland, Roberto's in Liverpool, he's settled in Liverpool. Also, I don't really do client work, so I'm not looking for anyone actively. But if I was an agency or a company or whatever, you know, Roberto is a guy that I would take a punt on, and then, you know, instantly. And it honestly baffles me that you know, you're going to interviews and people are saying things like, you know, your English is shit. And you know, obviously we've text, we have emails and stuff, and I don't really see there being a broken, like, it's not like you're sending me.
Right, Craig. So I'm able to read items, articles.
He can't speak. He can read and he can write English very well. That's the point I want to get across. He can't sit in an interview and comfortably be able to demonstrate his knowledge because of that Italian, you know, background or whatever. So I think it obviously baffles me that, you know, Roberto is struggling to get a job, and obviously the purpose that, you know, me and Andy want to help Roberto demonstrate his skills and knowledge, because he can hold a conversation with us, he can have a beer with us. He's sitting with Andy, who can barely talk English. I can barely talk English, and Roberto can still understand exactly what we're saying, and he can hold a conversation talking about, you know, the weirdest things like canonical tags. He can talk about PBNs. He can talk conversations that real SEOs talk about, and not your meta titles and your outreach and all the other stuff that people tend to harp on about. You know, Roberto knows all of that stuff and then some, and he can, you know, design websites and stuff. And just to throw it in the mix, he can also fix computers,
which is more than I can do.
You know, that's more than, you know, what a lot of people can do. So he has a wide range of skills, and he's always put his hand in his own pocket to come to Chester SEO, to come to Brighton SEO, to come to Search Leads, to learn, develop, and those are traits that I would be looking to take advantage of more than a degree. So if anyone is looking for an SEO guy, Roberto is your man. Like that, I can only really sing his praises. You know, he said enough there without us prompting him. This is a random video, you know, shot in Chester on a hot summer's day while we're having a few beers. So, you know, it's not staged, it's not anything other than it would have been a lot more professional if it was staged. But yeah, it just baffles me that people will not take a punt on him. So we obviously wanted to get something out there to say, you know, not to, you know, give Roberto a chance, but do look deeper than, you know, someone's degree and what they can verbally say in a country, you know, where most of you guys can, you know, speak one language. Roberto's came over here 4 years ago and kind of learned English and he can do it to a reasonable standard. So you've got to take your hats off to a guy like that. So rather than be ignorant, I think you should be looking at giving them a chance. But these midgets are killing me now, so game's a bogey.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Lovely. Okay, brilliant stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.